What are we looking for? Dogs.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Bird, and we back on Bird's Eye View with it. Like always, appreciate the love and support. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. Stop what you're doing, smash the like button, smash subscribe button, hop in the comment section, comment whatever you want. Of course, I'm dropping daily bangers day by day. You know we got news of the day coming out of Colorado, and we're gonna jump right into it, dog. So of course, we back with another recap with this Colorado football program. As always, shout out Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, the pregame show for providing us phenomenal footage each and every day. As you all know, we're coming off of our Week 1 loss against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. The final score was 27-20. Of course, we did not get the outcome that we all expected. Now, of course, there was some good, there were some bad, and of course, there was some ugly as well, too. Starting on the defensive side of the ball, my defensive keys to victory. If you didn't check out our CU roundtable, myself, Big Dog Chico, and David talked bus as well. If you didn't see that, make sure you tune in. I'll drop the link to that as well, too. That's something that we're going to be doing each and every Friday. But we kind of talked about what we all expected from this matchup here. And, defensively, I mentioned that we had to stop the run. I knew immediately that you had to stop the run against Georgia Tech, just seeing what they do on film. I mean, they do a lot of things with their emotions, a lot of eye candy, a lot of things where you're going to have to be disciplined with your eyes in order to make plays. And I mentioned multiple times on that live, our linebackers have to play extremely well in order for us to be in this ball game and for us to win this ball game as well. I mentioned that we needed to win the turnover battle, which we did. I'll get into that. And I also mentioned that, we definitely got to get off the field right on third down. Now, as far as stopping the run, we did not do that at all, obviously, right? Georgia Tech rushed for 320 yards on 47 attempts. They averaged 6.8 yards per carry, and of course they had 3 rushing touchdowns as well. For me, it just seemed like at times our linebackers were just like stuck in the mud. It seemed like we didn't really shoot the gaps. We had opportunities where we could be instinctive and get downhill and make plays, and we just did not do that. Now, I'm not going to say that our linebackers were horrible, right? I mean, Hughes had 11 tackles, 9 solos, which led the team. And, of course, French had 6 tackles, 5 solos, 1.5 tackles for loss, 2 fumble recoveries, right? So they made plays, but there were opportunities for more plays to be made when we really, really needed them to. And, we just didn't make those plays. Of course, QB run continues to be our Achilles heel, dog. We have to find a way to stop the quarterback run. Of course, Hayes King had 19 carries, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averaged 8.2 yards per carry. Like I said, the quarterback run has just been our Achilles heel. And it's one of those type of things where we have to get better at, because I'm gonna tell you right now, any team that has a mobile quarterback, they're going to use the quarterback's legs. He rushed for more yards than he threw, this past weekend. So, it was definitely tough seeing that, but, we're going to get better. Of course, I mentioned, got to get off the field on third down. We were 6 of 11 on third down. So, of course, we got to be better there. Georgia Tech was 6 of 11 on third down. A couple penalties in the secondary definitely hurt. We had a PI on Parks. We also had that holding penalty on Davis. That one really hurt because it negated Sam Okunlola's sack. It was 3rd and 12 there. I think they had the ball like the 18. They were inside of the 20. We had them pinned deep. It was 3rd and 12. Sam got a sack. We should have got off the field. But that defensive holding penalty on Parks, I'm sorry, not Parks, that was on Davis, that extremely hurt because that kept that drive alive. And as y'all know, they marched down the field on that drive and ended up scoring a touchdown to take the lead 10-7. That hurt, man. It really, really did. We really wasn't penalized a lot. I know the defense only had 2 penalties, those 2, and the offense only had 3. We played a pretty clean game, as far as the penalties. But the ones that we had, it definitely hurt, without question. We won the turnover battle, which something I mentioned on the CU roundtable. We have to win the turnover battle, and we did, +3, right? I mean, the 3 turnovers in the first quarter, right? The 2 fumbles and then the interception by DJ. The defense was able to turn the ball over, and we needed those extra possessions. And those you really need those in games like this when you play a formidable opponent. You're gonna need some extra possessions, and our defense provided our offense with extra possessions, but we did not take advantage of that at all. Only 7 points off of those 3 turnovers, man. It's just not gonna get the job done. And, speaking on the offense, right? Some of my offensive keys to victory, the O-line, needed to play well, and they did. This O-line, like I've been mentioning and preaching, this is the best offensive line unit that Coach Prime has had in his tenure. And, you guys were able to see it on display. We only gave up 1 sack the whole game, right? Two starters, Seaton and Chrysler, they graded over 80 as far as a pass blocking grade. Seat was almost 90. He was like 89.5, which is elite, dog. Now, run blocking grades were, somewhat low, mostly in the 60s. But again, only one penalty, which was that false start on Kareem Harden. And we rushed the football pretty well. I know we rushed for almost 150 yards on the ground as a team. So, all in all, man, the offensive line, they played extremely well. Like I said, there was some good, there was some bad, there was some ugly. But the bad and the ugly did not pertain to the offensive line at all. The offensive line was very good, and they did exactly what we needed to do. The offensive line was good enough for us to win. There is no doubt about that. The offensive line there was nothing that the offensive line did that caused us to lose this football game here. Now, let's get into Kaidon Salter. I mentioned that Salter needed to play well, right? He needed to play well in order for us to win this game. Now, he didn't play good. He didn't play bad, right? It was kind of in the middle. It was one of those situations. Did he miss throws? Absolutely. Did he miss layup throws? Absolutely. Did he make some plays here and there? He did, right? Now, what I don't like about his misses is that he missed high. On a lot of his throws, he missed high. And of course, we all know tips and overthrows lead to bad things, right? Of course, tips and overthrows lead to interceptions. And then obviously it also leads to a possibility of your receiver getting hurt, because when you miss high, your receiver has to go up and try to get the football. It exposes your receiver's body, and it just, exposes them to possible injuries, right? So I would rather him miss low if he's going to miss, but all of his misses were basically high or behind. And like I said, he definitely missed some layup throws, right? I mean, he was 17 of 28, which is 61%. He threw for about $160, one touchdown. Of course, with his legs, he was 13 of 43, another touchdown on the ground. So over 200 total yards of offense, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's why I said it wasn't god awful, right? I mean, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, over 200 yards total offense. It's not the worst thing we've seen, right? Especially being able to protect the football. Now, was the offense kind of vanilla? It seemed like a little way too much east and west, not really pushing the ball down the field. It was, and we're gonna get into that as well too. But it wasn't the worst thing we've seen, but it wasn't good enough to win. It really wasn't. I mean, he missed throws that we just needed to make, and it's gonna get better. It has no choice but to get better. I know he's the type of guy where he's, definitely understands that he did not play his best brand of football at all. There were some opportunities where I felt like he was trying to show that, hey, I'm a real legit spinner of the football. And there were times where he could have just took off with his legs. Like, dog, you a legit dual threat quarterback. Use your legs, bro. Like the fact that Hayes King, right, they won the football game and he had more rushing yards than passing yards. This could have been that type of game for you, right? Where your legs could have won us this game, right? Use your legs, dog. You've been blessed with those abilities. Of course, Michael Welch, right? He was running the ball like the rent would do, dog. I mean, Michael Welch, 11 for 64 yards, 5.8 yards a pop. I know his longest was 22 yards. He forced 3 missed tackles. He had 2 runs of 10 plus yards. Michael Welch was really toting the football without question. I definitely love, what he was able to bring to this offense and what he's going to continue to be able to bring to this offense moving forward. I'm excited for Michael Welch. We needed to get the ball in our playmakers' hands, and we just did not do that. The play calling, man, listen, man, I got much love for Pat Shurmur, right? I've met Pat Shurmur, talked to him a little bit. Last time I was in Boulder, I was chopping up with Pat Shurmur. All love for him, much love, all love for Pat Shurmur. But at the end of the day, man, we talking football right here. Speaking directly football, bro, we got to get better. Yeah, I mean, the play calling has to be better, dog. Hey, there's no sugarcoating it. It has to be better. We got too many athletes on the offensive side of the football for us not to be able to get the ball in their hands. We should be scheming up ways to get the ball in these athletes' hands. You got Omarion Miller, right, who is our wide receiver, one target. One target. He had one more target than I had, and I ain't even suit up. Like that cannot happen, dog. 1 catch, 1 target, 39 yards, right? That just can't happen. I mean, when you look at it, really, Trackhawk, who is an explosive athlete, don't get it wrong, explosive athlete on this offense and on this team, right? He had the most targets. Your running back can't have the most targets, dog. It just can't. Your running back can't have the most targets, man. Hakeem Williams, I said he was 2 for 20. His longest was 11 yards. Zach Atkins, he had 2 catches for 18 yards. Draylon Miller also had 2 catches. I see Isaiah Hodge had a catch. Joseph Williams had a catch. Looks like Sincere Brown did not have a catch at all. Quentin Gibson had 1. We have too many athletes on this offense for our athletes not to be able to get the football. We got to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. It's simple as that. We got to figure something out because the way that offense looked on Saturday, that ain't going to do it. That ain't going to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not going to do it. And it shouldn't look like that. We got too many athletes, man. Too many guys that can really get the job done when you get the ball in their hands. We got to find a way to scheme the ball. It will scheme up plays and scheme up opportunities for our guys to make plays. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. But I will say, right, as far as a whole, offense and defense, I feel like there's some things that we saw that we can build upon, and that's going to help us in the future, right? But there's also some things that we need to get better, and of course we will. Special teams, I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of y'all special teams. Buck Buchanan, 5 for 5 on touchbacks. I know when we talked on the CU roundtable, I know Dave mentioned that, he was expecting that Buck Buchanan was going to have a big day with his legs, especially in the altitude. And I mean, multiple balls going out the back of the end zone. I think we're going to have that all season. He was like that, last year as well. So I think we're going to have that all season because he was definitely like that at La Tech. Damon Greaves, right? 5 punts, 3 of them were inside the 20. 2 of them were 50-plus yards. There were only 2 returns for 19 yards. Isaiah Harge, I want to give you a special shout-out as well, too. You were making plays on special teams as well. Huge shout-out to you. And Mata, 2 for 2 on field goals, 2 for 2 on extra points. Our special teams were special. Our special teams did exactly what they needed to do to assist in our win. Nothing that the special teams did caused us to lose this ball game at all. Definitely proud of our special teams. Let's get into the top 10 PFF players for our matchup against Georgia Tech. And we're going to start with Caden Salter on offense. He was 79 even, which was number 1 on our offense. He was also his run grade was 67.2, which was also first. That 79 even was the highest grade out of offense and defense. Of course, we mentioned, right, his stat line, 17 of 28, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, completed 61% of his passes. And then he had 13 carries, 43 yards, another touchdown, over 200 total yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Like I said, it wasn't the worst game we've seen, but he definitely has to play better. Can't miss the layups. Got to use your legs a little bit more. We're going to be fine. Zach Atkins at tight end. Offensive grade was 73.3. That was second highest on the team. His receiving grade was 78 even. That was second highest on the team behind Trackhawk, but Trackhawk didn't play at least 50% of the offensive snaps, which is why I didn't have him here. Of course, Zach had 2 targets, 2 catches, had the highest yards after catch per reception at 9.5. He was blocking well here and there as well too. Of course, we expect him to be able to get the ball in his hands a little bit more. Let's keep it rolling, dog. DJ McKinney at corner. Defensive grade was 72.8, which was first on the team. His run defensive grade was 73.5. That was second on the team. His coverage grade was 70.5, also second on the team. Finished with 4 tackles, had that 1 interception. Played 71 snaps, which was the most snaps played on the team on either side. Him and Carter both played 71. And Quinn Barnes at number 4, defensive tackle. Defensive grade was 71.4, which was second on the team. His run defensive grade was also 70.5. His tackle grade was 73.6. And Quinn finished with 3 tackles. Keaton Wade at edge. His defensive grade was 70.1, third on the team. Run defensive grade was 75.3, was actually first on the team. His tackle grade was 77.8. That was fourth on the team. He finished with 5 tackles on the night. Amari McNeil, defensive tackle. His defensive grade was 68.8. Run defensive grade was 68.4. His tackle grade was 70.2. Omarion Miller at wide receiver. His offensive grade was 66.7. His receiving grade was 63.9. Of course, he had that 1 target, 1 catch for 39 yards. We just have to get the ball in his hands. There is no excuse for our wide receiver 1 to only have 1 target. I know he kind of tweaked his hamstring a little bit, but it looks like he's going to be okay. We got to find ways to get the ball, force him the football. Michael Welch at running back. Offensive grade was 66 even. His run grade was 65.2, which was second on the team. Of course, he had 11 carries for 64 yards. He led the team in rushing yards. He had the longest rush of the night. He also had the most yards per carry as well. Larry Johnson, the third at offensive tackle. His offensive grade was 65.3. His run blocking grade was the highest on the team at 66.1. And last but certainly not least, Arden Walker at edge. His defensive grade was 63.9. His tackle grade was 75.2, which was fifth on the team. He had 3 tackles and 1 hurry. So, of course, those are my top 10 PFF grades for the Georgia Tech matchup. Again, I chose the guys that played at least 50% of the snaps. We had 61 snaps on offense. We had 71 snaps on defense. So I chose the guys that played at least half the snaps there. Quincy Wiggins stood out to me a lot, though. He definitely played well. I know he only played about 15 snaps on defense, but he played well. He's the reason why DJ McKinney was able to get that interception, because he had to hurry on the quarterback there, caused the bad throw, and DJ McKinney was able to get the pick. And Jaheim Otis, I know he came in like 3rd on the depth chart for this game. Listen, I know he hasn't been practicing all that well. He is a gamer. He is just one of those type of guys where when the lights turn on, he is gonna, he's gonna turn on and he's gonna play well. And he did. Jaheim Otis, for the limited time that he was out there, I mean, he batted the ball down, made a couple tackles. I mean, he was, knocking the lineman back into the backfield. I mean, Jaheim Otis is a gamer, dog, and I think he just has to play. He has to play more, right? So we're going to be fine. There's some things we definitely got to clean up offensively and defensively. Special teams, they were special. They played extremely well. But, yeah, we're going to be fine. I mean, there's some things that we got to clean up all the way around, though. Time management, clock management, the play calling, some of the things we need to do on offensively and defensively. We're going to be fine, though. But not going to keep it long. This is what I'm bringing you guys. Another phenomenal update. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what time it is, dog. Bird's eye view, right?